Being brave means to not give up. Being brave means to try and ignore the negativity that comes your way and turn it into a positive. Essentially, being brave is to be you, aside from what other people may think.
Paige was a very, very vibrant, active little girl, the little social butterfly, very large friend group, into sports, just a very, very fun child to be around, full of love, laughter.
She wanted to do makeup. I mean, goodness, dressing up was her thing. And she would come running out with all the random clothes. And
childhood years were great until around my first grade year, and that's when I was prescribed seizure medications. And then I vividly remember around the first week of second grade, I had a seizure in class. It was a physical seizure, everyone could see, and I was embarrassed. And then from then on, I remember that was like the point where my life started to not be fun.
She was put on a new medication to control some breakthrough seizures, and during that time frame, it was on March 23rd. I remember this date. She got Josh and I up from out of the bed and said, "Mom, I feel like there's bugs crawling on me." We inspected her bed. We were unsure what she was talking about, and then I flipped on the switch and I realized her face is swollen. She was running 102.3 fever. Rushed her to the ER. Got to the ER, brought all of her medications with us, a list of everything that we have given to her. ER doctors really didn't identify what she had immediately, so the symptoms progressed where I would simply touch her skin, it would just fall off. By that point, she was so swollen, her lips were so swollen, they were blistering. The blisters on her face were tremendously bad.
I had no hope. I genuinely thought I was gonna die, and I just felt, and I was also on no medication, no pain medication, nothing. I felt it taking place, and it was the worst pain ever.
Talking to family through messaging and phone calls, my sister-in-law actually is a nurse, and I sent her some pictures, and she's the one that diagnosed her by pictures and sent us literature. And at that point, we started confronting the doctors about the diagnosis, and they weren't aligned with us. We had to raise hell, basically, and get her moved, and she was aware of a pediatric burn unit in Galveston. And at that point, that's how we got to Shriners.
So when we finally arrived at Shriners, it was late at night, and they had a team waiting when the ambulance pulled up. And you could tell immediately that they were prepared and they knew what they were doing. The doctors were very open and honest with us and told us, hey, this is very serious, but you could tell as soon as we arrived, we were in the right place.
So Paige was diagnosed with a disease process known as toxic epidermal necrolysis. 10% or less of your skin on your body is involved. We typically call it a Stevens-Johnson syndrome. If you have more than 30% involvement, we call it a toxic epidermal necrolysis. And Paige had toxic epidermal necrolysis because about 77% of her body was involved. You have an allergic reaction to a medication that you start taking, and your skin starts to turn red and then develop blisters, and they slough off, which causes intense pain. And when your skin is sloughed off, then you can't protect your body from surrounding infections and bacteria.
That first surgery was hours long. It was terrible waiting. It didn't go well. She was bleeding so bad internally that she couldn't she did not go to a recovery room. She went straight intubated, and she wasn't breathing on her own. And things got serious. And they came to us and told her she needed a blood transfusion.
You feel like life has prepared you for a lot of things as a parent, but nothing prepares you for this. Nothing. what I saw in my little girl, nobody should have to go through.
I will say Shriners did amazing things. They grafted her with the pig skin, and her pigmentation damage is very, very limited.
And really when she was a freshman is when she was really able to complete like a full year of school. And I saw the happy, vibrant little girl come back out in her. And from there to where she's at today is just, it's an amazing thing to see. I really believe with all my heart that if it were not for Shriners Children's, that I probably would not have my daughter today. They saved her life.
I'm excited to be an international patient ambassador for Shriners because I not only get to give back to the hospital, but I get to give others hope that are going through whatever they're going through, really. Because there is hope, and everyone deserves to hear that there is hope. Even though it's such a dark and unheard of situation, you will make it out, for sure. I just want to be remembered as a young woman who has gone through a lot, but doesn't use that to keep moving on in life.